So, as the head of lending in Dana, what do you think of Dana compared to other competitors? And any specific strategies to make you more stand out in Dana?
Yeah. Thanks for that questions. That was my job 2 months ago. I'm now the president director of their multi-finance company. So we have our multi-finance called PT Indonesia Airawata Finance. So I'm the president director of that one. I'm still doing lending. And part of the Dana group as well. So take your question on that one, and I want to be able to educate more of our youngsters on the financial literacy as well. If you don't mind, Jason, do you have any 100,000 bill? Let's play a little game, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So let's play a little game. We are in village, in desa, di kampung, in Indonesia. You are kuli bangunan. Rafid kuli bangunan. Okay? Kamu pemilik warung. You are the warung owner. You got it? You are the farmer. Jolin is the farmer. Okay? You got it? You are the kuli bangunan. You are the warung owner. You are the farmer. Okay? You buru bangunan. It's 25. You don't have any money. You want to buy some beras and telur and indomie from the warung. You don't have the money. Okay, you borrow from the warung 100,000 to buy all the stuff. You borrow, talk.
Can I borrow some money?
100,000, yeah?
100,000.
Okay, give the money to Rafid, 100,000.
Thanks.
Okay, all right. And then you warung, you are running out of your rice,
Okay.
and then you have to stock your rice, but you don't have the money. Okay, so you
Yes.
borrow from the farmer. Okay, borrow money from the farmer. Give me that 100,000. Okay, you borrow money from the farmer.
Can I borrow some money? 100,000.
Okay, so you take the beras.
Yes.
It's worth 100,000. You have the beras because this lady
Julian.
Jolin has the beras, right? So you own the beras. Okay.
Yes.
Now this is your money. You take the money first. And then Jolene has some problem in your toilet or your aircon, not aircon. This is in village, right? So your toilet is not working. You need help from the buru bangunan to fix your toilet. Okay, he done the work for you, and then now you own 100,000 service fee to Rafid, but you don't have the money. Okay, so you borrow the money from Rafid. Say, hey, can I borrow money?
Can I borrow 100,000?
Yeah, so your service, Rafid service is not being paid yet by you, so you own Rafid 100,000, okay? Everybody 100,000. You own to this guy own to this lady owns to this guy. Clear? Okay, give me that money. Okay. You sell your rice, padi and all that, and you have money now. Okay, you have money 100,000. Okay, this lady has money 100,000. Tagih. This lady owe you, right? Bayar. Okay.
Pay up.
Pay. Okay. Hey, look, this guy has money. He owe you, right?
Yeah.
Pay up.
Pay up.
Okay. This guy has money. He owe you, right?
Pay up.
Okay. Now the money come back to you. Okay. How much is the money?
100,000.
100,000. How much worth of products and service you guys have together? You 100,000 worth of service. You 100,000 worth of indomie and rice and egg. You
100,000.
100,000 of gabah and jerami and all that.
Yes.
Okay. So with 100,000, you guys, three of you guys have 300,000 worth of goods and services, right? This is the essential of lending, and this is in practically the essence of putaran ekonomi. Right? You guys can do another round, so the same 100,000 can be 600,000 worth of products and services if done right, if mutar dengan baik. So that's the essence of lending. Yeah.
All right. And my next question will be, AI is kind of booming right now. So, and are there any ways for Dana to integrate it?
Of course. If you ask Dana, I happens to still have lots of friends there in Dana. They just small examples, right? If you're using this one, right, you have some problem, your payment is not being through, or you paid already, but you're still being called by our collectors, right? And you want to ask queries or complain, if I can use the words complain, to our chat agents. We call her Diana. You go to our apps and you talk to them. It's actually chatbot. Behind them are, it's an AI-based chatbot that is smart enough to be able to handle your queries, right? So that's the impact in the now future, no longer near future, is the now situation. Yeah, just for examples. I don't know whether you guys are already borrowing money from others, but if you have credit card like me, most likely the one that call you is no longer agents. It's a voice bot already. That's AI, right? And it's happening now in Indonesia. It's no longer in the future anymore.
You see, guys, apparently the future is now.
All right. What would be the effects of everyone using digital payment on people's job outside of digital payment?
The direct impact will be faster putaran ekonomi. Faster putaran ekonomi. People don't have to deposit their money anymore. Money can be switched faster, and it can make everybody wealthier, right? Wealthier. I just now give you a use case of lending. Why? Because nowadays youngsters feel like lending is a bad thing, lending is sin, lending is a crime. Well, depends. Guns can be a crime if you use it to kill other people. But if you use it to defend Ukraine or whoever it is, right, it can be good as well. So it's just a tools, right? So back to your questions, what will happen if everybody is on digital payment or digital technology? Yeah, we'll be wealthier. We'll be having a faster putaran ekonomi.
But what about the people in rural areas with bad internet connections? Are there any way for them to do digital payments?
Yes, use Dana. Give you example. Okay? I'm a practitioner. Okay, I was doing market research to Jogja and to Lampung Metro. If you know the city, it's 2 hours car distance from the Metro Lampung. Sorry, from the Lampung Tanjung Karang. 2 hour car distance, right? So I met a petani there, a farmer there. He never have open bank account or transfer money for his whole life. This is a 50 years old farmer, okay? But now he have to. Why? He has a son that is kuliah in Jogja. He have to send money.
Yes.
So for his whole life, he don't use digital products. But now he have to, because he have to send money. How do you send money if you are in Lampung? Your son is having a university in Jogja, you have to send money. How do you use it? Oh, open bank account, BRI, BCA, whatever, right? But I'm a farmer. I have short pants. I don't have long pants. I don't have trousers. Blah blah blah, right? I can't even have signature. So how do you do that? Use e-wallet. So his son is teaching him how to use e-wallet. Transfer the money, blah blah blah, right? Next question. Then how do you top up the money? Go to Indomaret, go to Alfamart, done. So even farmer now is able to do that. That's why in Dana we have more than 200 million registered customer.
See, that's very interesting to know. I also want to ask something about the previous examples that you gave us. So, from the examples that you gave, like from the warung owners and from the farmers, I think that we can see that everything comes full circle. But what if there's a case where, for instance, Dana lend some money to the people or to the client, and what if they weren't able to repay the money?
Exactly. That's why we need to have responsible lending, sustainable lending, already able to taking care of the credit risk management. That's the basic of lending. If you're going to lend money to somebody, right, you have to make sure that the guy has the right character, the right capacity to pay. If you're going to lend a big money, the guy need to have a collateral as well. Right, so that's the basic of lending. We used to call it at least 3C: character, capacity, and collateral. Right, there's another 2C, but we don't need to discuss for it now.
For the future of digital payments, in terms of innovation to further develop digital payments, what do you think we could do to improve digital payments when it's already so simple?
Now it's simple, yes, but as you can see, right, total customer that is using QRIS is only 56 million out of 180, 190 million adults. So it's just like less than one third of the people, right? So we still have to do financial literacy to them. We still have to be able to help them to try our use cases. And it has to be super easy, super fast, super convenient for people to use, right? And youngsters like you guys can help, right? Promote this to your parents, your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, whoever, right? Help them as well to be financially included.
And before closing our podcast session, for the final one, what advice would you give on how people, especially the younger generations watching, to use digital payment responsibly?
Yeah, it has to be depending on your needs. Like lending, it has to be responsible lending. If you don't have it's just delaying of payments. Lending is just delaying of payments. If you are not able to pay the installment, don't do that, for example, right? Payment, use whatever payments necessary. If you can use mobile banking, use mobile banking. If you can do e-wallet, use e-wallet. Whatever is easier for you, right? And investment, right? Buy investment that is really resonate with you, that is really synchronized with your future, right? I'm okay. I mean, people use to buy, a housing through KPR. The youngsters nowadays say, I don't need KPR anymore. My daughter, right? For example, I'm okay, but you still have to invest. One thing that maybe if I can leave you with something, right, is about compounding. Compounding, right? You guys have your phone. Put your phone out and then try to do this. I give you money now, say everybody now have 100 million rupiah. Okay, 100 million rupiah. Let's take compounding with digital deposito now have 9%. If you put some ORI, it's about 7-8%. If you put in some of the prominent banks for long run, easily they pay dividend of 10% or 15%, right? So you multiply 100 million times 1.15. Meaning 15% increase per year. Okay, try 100 million times 1.95. Naik 15% ya, setahun ya. Okay, do that for 20 years. So do that 20 times. 100 million times 1.15 times 1.95, blah blah blah, up to 20 times. How much you get? 100 juta kali 1,15 kali 1,15 kali 1,15 selama 20 tahun. How much you have? How much, Sam?
2,3 M.
Wow.
That's the power of compounding. Only 15% a year, but consistently, right? When Warren Buffett stepped aside as CEO of Berkshire, his company, right? Do you know how much he has on compounding from 1970 something to now? 5 million times. 5 million percent, sorry, 5 million percent. That's crazy, right? But you have to be disciplined, you have to be consistent, you have to aim for the long run.
Yes.
100 million can be 2.3 billion in 20 years if you are disciplined and consistent, right? And that is assuming you are not topping up every year. It's just the static 100 million over 20 years, right? If you are topping up every year, you can literally be a billionaire maybe later. Right? That's the strength of financial inclusion, that's the strength of financial literacy, the way I put it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you Pak for your
Terima
advice.
kasih, thank you.
Pak Listian Lesmana's message, we have to remember that financial literacy is very, very important, especially to use digital payment. And I think that concludes our session. Thank you, Pak, for joining
Thank
our
you so much.
podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And hopefully that this podcast session will also bring more insights to people, especially the younger generations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, and
Thank
we'll
you.
see you at the next podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's the end of today's episode. We hope you gain useful insights and tips for your financial literacy.